No Steiny. FP filling in for Steiny. As Steiny gets, gets a new hip. Mark Willard, as we're joined by Willard and Dibs. Dibber Claus. So we're rooting for Steiny. He'll be back soon.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
When you said medical, I thought he was just sick.
Well,
I'm like,
Willard sick.
Not missing today. I want
to try to put his business
come on,
out
Steiny.
Willard.
Come on, Steiny. Get you back in the studio.
Boy, I'm trying to
like, he's having surgery? Now I feel bad. Like,
yeah, he went roll call on his FP.
So I'll change my criticism. Why the hell you scheduling hip surgery for the day after the divisional round?
No,
come on, man.
He's in pain.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we love you, baby.
No, I hope he's doing all right.
I got a question because I've been throwing it by FP, and I'm going to say it because today is a glorious day for the fans. Forget the Brock Purdy, or you can bring it up if you like because we'll talk about it all like we do every day. But is black on black crime? I just can't get over how porous the Niner defense was Saturday. Then I think about the 232 yards they gave up on the ground to Connor and the Cardinals on the road. Came in here that Monday, nothing to see here. I know something happened with Boothgate with Wilkes that you had to come down to the field. Am I wrong to just problem solve and think you got the same player Saleh had and D'Amico Ryans? How can you tell me, and FP says the defense was better last year. You didn't have Hargrave, you got him now. Am I off base by saying maybe Wilkes is calling it wrong?
I mean,
or tell me what's not happening, because that is bigger than anything I saw.
Dibs thinks our perception about at least a part of the defense is wrong.
Yeah, I think you're all way out of bounds. So they gave up 136 on the ground, and 53 of that was on one play. And on that one play, I don't believe it led to them scoring. So if you take the 53-yard play out, they gave up 83 yards. And red zone-wise, the Packers were 1 for 4 in the red zone. The red zone defense was great. And yeah, the run defense between the 20s was a little suspect. They gave up plays, but they won the game.
But they were also a victim of, not cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
They were a victim of a bad spot on 4th and 1. You kept the ball for 7 minutes and 50 seconds on the initial drive and ran the ball down your throat. So I'm asking you, are you acting like you didn't see any of that?
No,
because
I saw it all.
The things you state are facts, but Green Bay shot themselves in the foot, and young quarterback.
Now, what does that mean, they shot themselves in the foot?
Missing a field goal.
Okay.
The bad spot, which they blundered. And I just felt like they did anything they wanted on the offensive end.
Right. The bad spot was, I agree with you. I thought that he had gotten the first down. But, when it comes to spotting the football, it's the most inexact thing that we do in sports, maybe outside the block charge. As far as the human eye, you're supposed to look at it, and the ref is supposed to see it, where the ball is. You got 18 to 20 people on the Packer push. I thought he had the first down. They didn't get the spot. Tough break. But to me, that's on the Packers for a bad play call.
Okay.
And, you want to talk about things that went your way or didn't go your way. To me, the Packers can kick themselves on the Niners' opening possession when Brock Purdy throws the ball right to the Packer cornerback and he drops it.
It's probably a pick six.
Oh, my problem.
Exactly.
And they probably lose. I mean, they'd lose the game.
They lose the game.
The Ravens got those passes, right?
So if you want to talk about the things that went the Niners' way or didn't go their way, that to me was a big moment where it didn't go the Niners' way, but it turned out it did because it was a drop. So it's football. It's 60 minutes.
So I'm being too harsh to think about Wilkes collectively. Why this defense didn't
I think so.
Bosa, the fourth game, playoff game, no sack. And that defensive line, one of the highest paid in the league, did nothing.
Dude, the Packers won the line of scrimmage.
They did nothing. That's what's shocking to me. And I'm thinking about, you got Detroit. What if you get Baltimore, KC? I guess that's how I'm looking at it. I'm projecting that.
I think about it week to week. So they didn't get home a lot. Okay. They didn't blitz a lot. We know that. And they got in the red zone, and they chose to bend but not break. And they bent, but they didn't break. And I look at the red zone defense, and the Packers go 1 for 4. And yes, we all want to see the eye-popping stats of the big sack and, the fumble and the ball's out and all the rest of it. But you forced him into 2 interceptions, which you capitalized on. And, Dre Greenlaw, I think, is still running at Levi's. I'm not sure.
Good Lord.
I got to ask a source about that one.
I almost lost my voice during that
And
one.
everybody,
Dude,
right?
oh
That's
my
why
God.
FP can't talk today.
Go down.
12 people.
Go down. Which
12
is a
people.
dangerous
Yeah.
phrase normally, but like when
Thank
these guys
you.
running
That's a
around,
four.
go down.
I mean, it's like I have mixed feelings about the whole process of it being funny because everyone's laughing about it after the game.
Right.
And it is funny.
It's funny.
Do you realize?
It's the Three Stooges.
Do you realize how not funny that is?
That's the Chargers.
If
who lost
he
a game, a
fumbles,
playoff game to the
man.
If he
Patriots.
fumbles, that is the least funny play in the history of the San Francisco 49ers.
Maybe in the NFL, it could be the biggest blunder.
I mean,
Right.
wrong
so,
way, Regal.
like,
Oh, jeez.
good Lord. Like,
Oh, that
it's
was
funny,
Cal.
but it's not funny.
Is
Dude,
it? Yeah,
go
ahead.
down. Go down.
Yeah.
You're coming in here with all your facts.
No, no,
Like
no.
spitting facts. I got
just-
the text at
yeah.
8:30 to do this show, and you're coming in with like facts.
No, you're doing great, and you guys sound awesome. And I just did my
I've been
guru.
having fun.
I just
Yeah.
did my guru thing. I did a rewatch because I worked.
But did you watch the line of scrimmage, Dibs? Like
That's what I'm shocked
Green
that you're
Bay's
not
offensive
mad.
line
Yeah.
kicked our ass.
They did.
And Detroit has a good one, too.
And
They got a
they're
very
better
They
good
than
one.
did, and
They
this
got a
has
good
been
one.
happening.
I know, but to the tune of what? To the tune of.
We almost lost to the tune.
I know, but the running attack, yes, you had the 53-yarder, and if you take that out, it turns out they go
3 yards a
27
carry.
carries for 83 yards. Thank you, Mark. 3.1 yards per carry. So, and I know there was a big minus 11 on a fumble on the toss that Aaron Jones couldn't catch. So there was plays either way. But I thought that even though they got pushed around, they still didn't give up giant plays. They still didn't dig a hole. To me, the big takeaway is the one thing that we've all been waiting for, we got. Can Brock Purdy lead this team back? Forget the Raider game last year. You were down. You had 6 minutes left, and you had no Debo. And
he
you-
was struggling.
Right, Brock
And it was
Purdy,
raining.
and it was raining.
Wow.
Brock Purdy at the 25.
The glove.
6 minutes to go. Can you score and can you win it?
He did.
And they did. They did because you had, is it Chris Conley? I
Chris
think?
Conley.
Yeah.
I was like, who's
That was a
this
good, that was a good
guy?
throw.
84. I thought it was Kendrick Bourne. I'm like, attaboy, Kendrick.
That was
Oh,
a
no,
good
wait. That was
throw.
like 5 years ago.
I-
the Brandon Ayuk
have-
shoe topper.
I have
That
no
is
idea.
that's incredible.
I have no idea how he caught that.
It would have been fourth, and do you punt it? Do you go for it and
Yeah.
not get it?
Fourth and
That was
five.
a big
Yeah.
boy.
And your
Brandon.
boy Kittle like a niner. He actually caught one that was thrown right to him.
Yeah.
And I know he had a big game. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but the other one was like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
When George dropped that other pass, it was like, they're going to lose.
Oh man,
I mean,
that's how I
my
felt.
thought was,
Yeah.
he drops that. This is an L.
Well, I'll say, go
my
ahead,
little
Willard,
baby,
'cause-
my 16-month-old.
Dibs, I
said,
text you
yeah,
during the
me
game.
and you both, my
I
mind.
text you during the game.
Yeah, I was locked
and
in.
You responded with Purdy.
Yeah.
But they're down for the Niners defense, this vaunted defense, and you give up a 50-yard run to Aaron Jones. My God, I thought was going to the house. But Willard, in my mind, I look at sports like a team that's buttoned up. They're gonna score and you're down 11. How can he get loose for 50 with your playoff life on the line? And that's why I'm bringing up Wilkes, because I can't. FP, it can't be the players. I know you said last year's defense was better. You might be right, but they didn't have Hargrave. I have no answer as to why this defense did. If you don't want to blame them, I get it, Dibs, because they did hold them out the end zone 3 or 4 times. But that's not the Niner defense I'm accustomed to.
No, it's a head scratcher. It's a complete head scratcher. To
I'll
come out
take
of
that
there.
all day.
And if they have 0 sacks again this week, they're
Oh,
really
my
in trouble
God.
because
Goff?
Jared Goff doesn't move that well. And
St. Brown.
yeah, they're gonna have to get
Dibs.
him. They're gonna have to move him off his spot
My
because
Dibs.
they're all about timing.
Oh,
and
man.
Jared is very, very accurate if you leave him on his spot. You get him off of his spot though, he becomes not a very good quarterback really fast. So that's going to be the matchup that we're all watching, and it's a total head scratcher. And they did. They got away with one. They got away with a bunch. And I'm not saying you should be upset about it. You never should be upset about a playoff win.
Right.
But the bottom line is you can look at these numbers any way you want, right? They only scored 21 points. That's not
Facts.
crazy. Dibs, okay, take away the 53-yard run. They only did 3 yards a carry. Then again, they got the 53-yard run. And that's part of the deal. The same way the Niners had a breakaway run, and it ended up being a touchdown. Add into the fact that Green Bay's kicker's not very good, and he missed a very makeable kick, and the Packers got stopped on a 4th and 1, which we don't even know if they actually got stopped, and they dropped a pick 6. I mean,
And a couple
there's
other
about
interceptions they could have had.
four different ways that thing could have gone
Man.
the other way. And
Absolutely.
And the reason I wrote what I wrote on Twitter after the game, that was
hit me.
the least enjoyable win I've ever seen in my life, is not because I'm a spoiled Niner fan and they've been to 35% of all the NFC title games in history, which is a crazy stat. Absolutely crazy. But I said that because it never felt good. We sat there for 3 hours and 7 minutes, and it was painful.
Yeah, but
The whole experience was stressful the whole time.
But here was my take, and it's a different perspective, and I agree with everything you just said. It was painful, but like on your very worst day, against a team that was playing really well, that went into Dallas and boat raced them on the road, against a quarterback that was fairly hot and kind of finding himself and is on the verge of being something really special. And a team coming in with momentum while you sat around for 20 days, and on your worst day, well, Brock Purdy sat around for 20 days and Christian McCaffrey did, and on your worst day, you get a win.
Yep.
To me, you got away with one, and now you go. Like, I'm okay with that. That's
Absolutely.
how teams win championships.
Absolutely.
That's how teams win Super Bowl.
Now I expect them to look very, very different this week.
No doubt.
I you know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a warm weather day. It's the warmest day of the week based on what we're looking at the Doppler radar right now.
Nice.
And the Lions do not have a good pass defense. Brock Purdy should have a great game.
Baker was on fire yesterday for a little bit.
Brock Purdy should move the ball. He should absolutely
hopefully
move the ball
Debo will
this
be
weekend.
there.
Hopefully.
That hurt, man.
We could have had Baker, by the way. Just going to throw that out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Niners could have had Baker.
You'd rather have Brock than Baker.
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, at this point.
Amy Trask says otherwise.
I know.
What was she
And
going to
it's-
think had they lost this game?
Well, so
She was kind of right.
I heard that earlier
Here's
from
the-
you guys.
well,
Yeah,
here's
she
the
was kind
beauty.
of right.
Yeah,
Right.
here's
For
the-
1 week, at
the
least.
beauty of
3.5
Brock Purdy.
quarters.
This is the beauty of Brock Purdy.
Talk to me.
Is you can come out of lots of games, and this one might be the poster for it, and everyone thinks they're right. If you hate him, you're like, see? And if you love him, you're like, wait a minute,
See?
you asked all year for him to come from behind with no Debo
And they did that.
in the rain, and he was perfect on his last drive, except for a Kittle drop, not his fault.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. That's what you asked him to do all year. He did it, and everyone is going to walk to their corners after the game and go, see?
Yep.
I was right.
Got to go to the judges' scorecards after that one. You know.
Interesting question to ponder as we talk about that. And this guy, I think he wrote an article about it. This got sent to me last night.
Uh-oh.
Ethan Strauss and I were talking about Brock Purdy because he's fascinated by it.
Whoop.
I'm fascinated by it. Thank you very much. Ethan's a great writer. And he goes, just tell me this. He goes, if Brock has Jordan Love's game, what are we doing today?
Ripping it. Because I told FP that wasn't a great game by Jordan Love. You can't have 2 interceptions.
I don't think it's just. I don't
had
think
a
it's
first
just.
down and you threw it wide when you could have ran.
There's
don't-
only
yeah.
one stat.
I
that
don't think
matters.
it's ripping him. I think it's literally an off-season talk of replacing him if he has Jordan Love's game. Yet Jordan Love had Jordan Love's game. He's actually been in the league longer, has started almost as many games. He is a year older than Brock, and we walk away from the game and go, dude, that's the next big thing.
No.
So just acknowledge the ism, whatever you want to call it, draftism,
Oh, that's
Brockism.
we talked about it. That's
Just
what it is.
acknowledge it.
It's there.
It is completely there.
Shortism.
Brock Purdy does not.
Handism.
Little personism.
Yeah,
I'm
he
with you.
does. He does
Gripism.
not. He does not get the benefit of the doubt
Slipperyism.
that other players get,
No, you're right.
and he's still a young player himself.
And I wish people would just be honest with, like Ryan Clark went in today. I'll let you do that, Willard.
You want me to do
Yeah,
it?
because I didn't have it.
Just do that thing.
I thought
He's got to
that-
pull out his
You got a
readers
sponsor?
first.
Diaz has
Well, I
it.
wanna
No,
make
it's
sure.
illegal, and it's
Yeah.
always at 2:00. It's always dramatic because either Steiny freelances and
I'm-
gets it wrong, and God love you, Steiny, and best
We
of luck
love you,
tomorrow with the
baby.
surgery.
Yep.
And it's more than a procedure; it's a
Ooh,
surgery.
okay.
It's big time. But
Yeah, it's big.
Well, thanks, Dib. Now, dude, give me a double.
No.
But I
It's
hear
okay.
you.
And,
Now
you
we're
know,
nervous.
Yeah, I heard the roast this morning, and they were kind of roasting him, like, "How do you miss a day like today?" And I'm thinking,
What hour was that? Shame on my guys.
9:58.
I gotta
Yeah,
send
it
them
was
a
right
tip.
about at the end
Forget
of the.
the hip. How do you miss?
Yeah, my hip and my back.
It's about the chip.
But the
Oh.
legal's always dicey. Go ahead, Mark,
All
and
right.
make it right.
You are listening to 95.7 The Game. KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. It's always live on the free Odyssey app. Twitch and YouTube, powered by First NorCal Credit Union. The smart choice for low auto loan rates and super simple online application process.
You could have done it like your guy Kapler, who apparently has thoughts on walking versus taking.
I brought it
Uber.
up, did my man?
Dude, I saw the Twitter this morning, and
it's getting weird.
Dude, the comments.
It's getting weird.
It's getting weird.
It's getting
The
really
comments.
weird.
The comments. You got to read all the
I didn't
comments.
read the
below.
comments.
It's
No, I
crazy.
didn't do the comments.
This guy managed the Giants. People are saying his pregame speeches must have been incredible.
Did you all play it so people know what we're talking about?
No,
we did not.
This guy
we all
goes,
in on
Can we
the
play
nine.
it?
posts something.
Can we play it?
25 seconds on Instagram. He's turning into somewhere between like Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy and a caricature
Totally.
of himself.
Walk faster.
He just, he's like, he's like, I want to talk to you about Google Maps and whether or not you drive or
Oh my
walk.
God. Dude, I'm in the kitchen with my wife and she's laying out the daily plan. And she's like, "Are you listening to me?" And I was not listening
You're like,
because I
"No,
was listening
I'm
to
not."
if you walk fast, it will shave 2 minutes off your estimated
There.
time.
Our guy,
Randy's got it.
Randy got it.
Randy's got it. Play this thing.
Play this.
If you're trying to decide whether you're going to walk somewhere or Uber or drive, and Google Maps says it's going to take you 10 minutes via car, it's probably about right. But if it tells you it's going to take 15 or 17 minutes to walk that same distance, it could be wrong. All you have to do is walk fast, and maybe you're cutting that down by 3-4 minutes. So don't let that make you get in the car. Just walk faster.
I mean,
I was looking
just
for Rick
walk
Ross.
faster.
I said maybe something's going on.
No, I
Rick
want
Ross playing.
I
Here
want a
he
hat.
comes.
I want a hat. Just walk faster. That's
Oh
going to
my
be.
God.
I want a
Whoa,
shirt.
man.
I want a hat. It is getting really
And
weird.
where was he going, Dibs?
I don't know, but
Doesn't
I
matter.
could be on the couch tonight because I was ignoring my wife as she's leaving for work because I'm listening to that thinking, yeah, all
Yeah,
right,
just
walk,
walk
faster.
faster.
I like that, Gabe. I like that skip.
We all need our mottos to live by.
That was
and
wow.
one of Gabe's is just walk faster.
Yeah, but the math, dude. The math is what got me.
Yeah.
By the way,
not a math professor.
But he's not wrong. He's also not wrong.
Yeah,
I
if
do
you
want to
threw
say
in
that.
the Uber
Have you
wait,
ever
why,
done? But
though?
have you ever done Google Maps? Like how long's the walk?
Yeah.
I always find it to be like it's wrong.
Yep.
Like I get there quicker than
I
what
do.
Google. So I'm like, Gabe, I got you, bro.
Yeah.
You're right. I don't know why the hell you're saying this right now.
Factor in the
But you're
Uber
right.
wait time,
Of
which
course.
is never right.
Right.
3 minutes Uber time is like 7 or 8 minutes.
I mean, Gabe is-
you can get there if you walk
Sure.
faster.
This is
Especially in this
is-
town.
This is for
It
the
was just
environment.
weird.
walking home
right?
after
Yeah,
this.
that was just
Yeah.
weird.
I'm
This
gonna
is-
walk faster home after this.
I
This
love
is-
that.
This is for the environment. This
My
is for
God.
your health. You
It's
get
for
exercise.
Gabe. It's for Gabe.
Of course it is.
Do it for Gabe.
Yeah.
Walk
Last-
faster. for
Last
Gabe.
thing about
Walk
Kyle,
faster.
do you
New
think he
charity.
puckered up a little bit? What was going on before halftime?
Well,
it was
he's a-
reminiscent of the Super Bowl 2019. Where
It's what
Lynch
he
is
does.
looking down
Yeah.
like timeout.
That's his belief.
That's
That is his
exactly
belief.
right. Like sometimes with people, whether we love them or hate them, you kind of like this is like everybody in here is either married, has been married,
Yeah.
whatever.
Are you a
talking about
Methodist or
I've
you
got-
a Baptist?
Well,
I've been married more than all you.
I've
guys.
got
That's
my
close.
I got my lovely Christy, and she knows
Our
that
girl.
she's got to accept
You'd be surprised.
some of my quirks. She's got to accept some of my. You have to accept other people's
Yeah,
quirks sometimes, especially if they're largely successful. This isn't to excuse the whole thing. I get how it can be kind of annoying what Kyle does, but this is really one of his quirks.
Man.
He is obsessed with not letting the other team have the ball at the end of half
And stuff.
and stuff, to the point where he would almost rather just like, let's not score.
Dude, I was.
But
man,
they're also not going to score. And I mean,
that
hey,
can come back to get you.
You're looking at that going, okay, you're going to at least get 3, and then you're going to be up 10-6, and you're going to get the ball.
17.
And there was 18
Right.
minutes later, you had nothing.
Right.
Nothing. You had a 3 and out and a punt, and Green Bay went right down and took the lead. So it blew up in his face this time, but
They won the game.
I accept this as one of Kyle Shanahan's quirks. I mean, walk faster.
Well, and you
he's gotta walk
exactly
fast.
walk faster.
That's what I'm going to say
Kyle's
to the
gotta walk
Niners.
faster.
No.
Yeah, walk faster. They could have scored a touchdown on that drive.
And
they had walked
if you
faster.
accept Kyle, then you have to accept that, because I do believe Mark is right. This is what he believes. He's not going to change.
But I think he's thrown all that out the window with his confidence in Brock Purdy recently, and he's taken chances at the end of the half. And the reason he didn't in this game, because it was so big, and he was seeing what we were seeing with Brock Purdy, so he reverted back to the conservative Jimmy G play calling at the end of the half because he didn't want his quarterback, who was throwing change-ups all game.
There
to
were some
take a
bad
chance.
misses.
Little
man.
bit.
There were bad misses.
circle
Well,
changes.
I love
Circle
what
changes.
I love what you said about the glove. You saw the glove right away.
Michael
It bothered
Jackson.
me.
And you're like, that's not good. And it's odd, too, because I heard Tashawn Gibson talking about this last week. They were asking him about the players, and especially Brock. He's like, a glove, and what do you think? The rain's coming, and Tashawn goes, this is not the week to try something different.
Did he?
Like,
No,
we're
he
the
didn't
one
say
seed.
that.
This is not the week to
Yeah.
try something different. And then Brock came out and tried something different. And he's wiping his hand. I heard
you
you talk.
see-
Like, that was crazy. He's wiping his hand. So, look, it bothers him. We now know. Like, here's one point you can make.
Yeah.
Okay, you know how everyone wants to go. Now, it's like the Draymond thing. Put Brock on another team. Would he actually be good? I think he would be. Maybe not Buffalo. Maybe not Cleveland. If I'm those teams, I don't think I'd be interested in ever having Brock Purdy.
In New England.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it snows here
Philly.
in January all the time.
Small hands.
But he's on the 49ers,
Smells like cabbage.
and like important rain games happen
Yeah.
maybe
Didn't
once a
happen
year.
last year. You had 2 home playoff games. Didn't
Maybe
happen.
once a year.
Yeah, that
you
was
know what I
that
mean?
was weird. But
and I heard this a lot. None of us went, right? Y'all watched on TV.
No.
Did y'all hear this from people? The people, I had some buddies there. They're like, TV watching it after the fact did not do justice for how hard it was raining.
Oh wow!
Like, it was pretty intense.
I heard Bonte
rain.
say it was loud as he's ever heard it,
Yeah.
but the rain was hard. Huh?
Yeah. And look, Jordan Love, he looked better for 3 quarters. But again, what would we be saying if you play 3 quarters of good football, get a lead, and then you've thrown 1 pick in 9 weeks, 1 pick, and you come out and tuck 2 of them into the 4th quarter?
Oh man!
And both of them were bad picks.
Yeah.
Those were bad quarterback
It was first
interceptions.
down, young man. You don't need to risk it
Yeah.
all.
Right.
Yeah.
But his receivers didn't do the scramble drill. You got to help them come
No,
back.
but I mean,
He just-
that's the one where it felt more desperate than the situation called for.
Yeah.
You had a $1.08 to go, right? And it was first down, and you didn't really need to make that throw, but that's what you get with Jordan Love. He's a guy who loves to throw off the back foot, and that's how they got here.
Well,
and that was one of those throws where, any coach would cringe because you're trying to go from the right sideline all the way to the left hash. And that was an easy pick for
Well,
Dre.
it's different. I mean, Fred picks it if Dre doesn't.
Should have been
most,
a pick six.
Most likely.
Well,
He's
I'm
still
more
running.
bummed he didn't get down.
He's
can't
still
believe
running somewhere.
Why did I feel like this is so wrong? But follow me. I felt like Greenlaw was Draymond in that uniform. Like that's what Draymond
Well, he's
was.
yes.
Like Draymond
Dray-
tried to take it to the house.
Dray-
Like F everybody.
Like,
I ain't getting down. I'm taking it to the house with risk involved. That's what I thought about.
Can we take stock of Dre Greenlaw's season for just a moment? The dude's amazing.
Oh, he's
a
great.
phenomenal
A
linebacker.
beast.
But he is someone who allows emotion to overdo his brain in the game.
He kicked out of the game,
Yeah,
right?
the Philly situation.
Oh.
We know Big Dom because of Dre. How many personal fouls this year?
I hate that guy.
Like,
He
I mean-
derailed the Eagles' season, by the way.
Single-handed.
As soon as Big
Dude,
Dom was off the sidelines.
I'm
See
not.
it, bro.
I'm not
Done.
saying I'm not here for it because he's fantastic. But Dre pushes the line.
No doubt
They
about
like
it.
And think about the
yeah.
4th down one that you talked about, the spot that you thought was a
Spot,
bad
yeah,
spot.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
That was Dre Greenlaw coming in and
It hit him in
snapping
the head,
Jordan
no
Love's
doubt
head
about
back.
it. Yes, he did.
With, not helmet to helmet.
No.
He gave him a forearm, and then he finished high to the chin, little chin
Oh,
music.
he's a runner. He's
Yeah.
a runner,
Look
so
at
you
him.
can do it a little
Yeah.
different when you're a
You
runner.
sure can, but that was Dre Greenlaw as well. He had a great game beyond the 2 picks.
But no doubt, like the majority of the night, you would say Jordan Love looked like the better quarterback. But if you asked me at the end of the game, which quarterback's night would I take? I mean, duh. The one who won,
And there you
the
go.
one who
Yeah.
didn't turn the ball over in the 4th quarter. I know he got a break here or there, but he didn't turn it over at all.
People are in love with the Love story more than the Purdyism, if whatever you put words.
And I'm not saying Love is not going to be really good. I think he is, but the isms
Two
are
picks
just
is not a great game.
No,
I'm
they're
sorry.
oozing out of this, and I thought that was a great question that Ethan asked. It's like there's two ways to do it. If Brock Purdy has Jordan Love's night, I think that half our calls today are calling to replace Brock Purdy next year.
It would have been a whole different energy.
What if Josh Allen, because I used Mahomes as an example outside, and maybe that's a bad one because you're right,
so good.
he's a two-time champ. What if Josh Allen had Brock Purdy's night?
Oh, we'd be ripping him.
No, I don't think so. I think
he missed one throw yesterday. And
Josh Allen was better than Brock Purdy yesterday.
Of course he was, but that's
that
not
game was amazing.
He missed a throw,
but he missed throws in the end.
One throw,
Sure.
yeah.
And Josh Allen, if he had a bad night, but then you rally and with 6 minutes to go, of
course, he's a hero.
He's a hero.
Any quarterback would
He's
be.
a hero.
there you
Well,
go.
except for one.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna do my Steiny. They need me. I'm gonna record something. So
Oh, okay.
Well, can I just leave Niner fans that are upset with the game just with one thing? If you don't like what happened yesterday, walk faster.
Thank you.
That's
There you
good.
go.
That was good. That's a good take.